YouTube, Tim here, and I've got a bow that I just finished up making. It's a quick and dirty bow. That's all he wanted for a friend of mine. He's just a coworker, wants to go around when he has this free moment and just shoot a hay bale, stuff like that. And when I made it, I left the handle mostly round. That would give it a little bit more lateral stability and allow it to flex in the handle. I've been just doing that more often lately. I like the way it feels in the hand. And I just squished it a little bit in the center, just to flatten it out a tiny, tiny bit. I'm really happy with the bow and how it turned out. It's about 45 pounds at 28 inches, maybe a tiny bit more. I wasn't making any real efforts to make it strong per se. So here's the handle, there's the arc. You can see how the tiller's off a little bit. It's just a little bit off, and I wanted to show you a few ways that we can correct this. This is actually just fine, I'm happy with that. This part of it. This is the weaker limb, this would be the stronger limb then. So you could arrange it so that the serving was on top, so that that's where you're putting the bow, knocking the arrow, shooting. See, this is what happened when I'm not concentrating. Anyhow, the issue with the bow, aside from that, this is fine, I'm happy with that, because it does form a nice continuous curve, even though the handle is part of the curve. That I'm not concerned. What does irritate me a little bit is, if you look right here, you see it's a little bit crooked. The limbs are not quite in line, and I wanted to show you how I fix that most of the time. You can heat it and you can tweak it. However, a lot of the time you don't need to. When it's strung, I just take the bow, I grab it around roll 3 curves, holding the string. I brace it, string and bow against my knee, and then I twist in with my hands like this and push against my knee and my shin. So take a look at that now. Now it's almost perfect, and there's no guarantee it's going to stay like that, but if it doesn't, do it again. The reason you're bracing the string against your knee is so that it doesn't slip off. So this way, both of them are bending. Essentially, if you just bend the bow, the string will then slip off, and with the amount of energy these things store, it can cause a little bit of harm. So right now, that's what we've got. We've got a bow that I just completely straightened out. Now, if you want to see if it remains that way, you can go ahead and draw it a few times and see if it goes back. And it looks like, yeah, the bow wants to go back. You have two choices. You can either continue to try and cause it to take a little bit of a set in the handle like this, which is fine, and that's usually my preferred method. Yeah, that's pretty good. And if that doesn't work, you can always reheat it. I just gently heat it right at the center, and then you can twist the limbs or realign them just as necessary. But as it is, it's looking pretty darn good. It may go back, but if it does, that's just the sort of adjustment I do when I'm shooting. I string it up, I check the alignment of every bow after I string it, and then you may want to adjust the curvature of the bow, bracing against your hip, such and such. You can force one limb to bend a little bit more than the other, and you can correct some minor imperfections in the tiller like that. But in general, like I said, those sorts of problems I tend to fix with heat. But the alignment issues like this, as long as they're very minor, I tend to fix with just bending at the center. Thanks for watching. I hope you find it useful. Get crafting and show me what you made. I'd love to see in the comments.